Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA and immediately became the most fouled rookie the league had ever seen. Seasoned veterans went after her as if she had taken something that belonged to them. Very quickly, she understood that college stardom carried no weight at this level. The physical play was intentional. The goal was to wear her down and break her confidence. Instead of folding, Clark responded in a way no one expected. She
And when the
rebuilt her
world
body,
saw the results,
strengthened herself,
they couldn't
and
believe.
reshaped her game. When the results became visible, fans and critics alike were stunned. This is the harsh reality of her rise that often gets ignored. Caitlin Elizabeth Clark was born on January 22, 2002, in Des Moines, Iowa. She grew up as the middle child among 3 siblings, positioned between an older brother and a younger one. That role defined her early mindset. Competition was constant. Growing up in West Des Moines, she was always pushing, chasing, and trying to prove herself. Every day felt like a challenge she had to win. Her parents, Brent Clark and Anitzi Clark, never imagined that the energetic kid dribbling a basketball through the house would one day alter the landscape of the sport. Athletics ran deep in her family. Her father played college basketball and baseball, while her grandfather coached football. Sports weren't just an activity, they were part of her identity. What separated Caitlin, though, was not just talent, but an obsession with winning. By the age of 5, she handled the ball with unusual control and confidence. Whether it was academics, games, or sports, losing was never an option to her. That competitive fire never faded and sometimes boiled over. During one childhood argument, she shoved her brother into a wall, splitting his head open. Their mother often had to step in to stop those intense sibling battles. Her drive was relentless. Basketball wasn't even her only strength early on. In high school, she scored 26 goals in just 6 soccer matches, and her coach believed she had Division I potential in that sport alone. She also competed in volleyball, tennis, softball, and golf, and she played the piano. She had options, but basketball kept pulling her back. When she first started, there was no girls' league for her age group, so her father placed her in boys' leagues. She had to earn her minutes and fight for space on the floor. That experience hardened her. By 6th grade, she joined the All-Iowa Attack AAU program in Ames, a turning point in her development. At just 13 years old, she was already facing older, stronger competition. One coach recalled her drilling a step-back 3 and then threading a flawless pass through traffic. While other kids celebrated wins with treats, Caitlin wanted more reps, more challenges, more victories. That mindset changed everything. As a junior at Dowling Catholic High School, she delivered a performance that stunned the state. On February 4, 2019, Clark exploded for 60 points in a single game, scoring 25 in the first quarter alone and knocking down 13 three-pointers, an Iowa high school record. Even fans from the opposing team lined up for autographs afterward. She ended that season as Iowa's leading scorer, then repeated the feat the following year. As a senior, she averaged 33.4 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and nearly 3 steals per game. Her career total reached 2,547 points, ranking 4th all-time in Iowa history, while also setting a record for most three-pointers made. On February 25, 2019, she added 42 points in a triple overtime state tournament win, leading Dowling Catholic to a 19-4 season. She was named Miss Iowa Basketball, Gatorade Player of the Year, and Iowa Athlete of the Year. Her resume was already historic. Then came November 25, 2020. COVID restrictions left Carver Hawkeye Arena nearly empty, but the spotlight still found an 18-year-old freshman. In her college debut for Iowa, Clark delivered 27 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and shot 58% from the field. From the opening possession, she controlled the game. It was her first night, yet she looked like the best player on the court. Her defense stood out too, as she recorded 3 steals. Teammates like Gabby Marshall, Kate Martin, McKenna Warnock, and Monica Chinano would later join her on deep tournament runs. But even that night it was obvious, Caitlin Clark was Iowa basketball's future. Just weeks later, on December 22nd against Western Illinois, she recorded her first career triple-double with 13 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists. She struggled shooting, going just 3 for 15, but instead of forcing shots, she adjusted and focused on creating for others. The final assist that sealed the triple-double came on a precise pass to Logan Cook in the paint. Iowa hadn't seen a performance like that since Samantha Logic in 2015. Head coach Lisa Blutter called triple-doubles rare, emphasizing how uncommon they are. Clark accomplished it within her first month. Her response afterwards said everything. She explained that when her shot wasn't falling, she shifted to helping her teammates score. That wasn't the mindset of a freshman, it was leadership. On February 11th, she walked into Nebraska's arena and walked out with their single-game scoring record. She dropped 39 points, grabbed 10 rebounds, and added 7 assists while shooting 12 for 18 and staying perfect at the free throw line. By the final buzzer, she had surpassed 600 points on the season, something only 4 players in Iowa history had ever done. But this wasn't a one-game surge. Clark was leading the entire nation in scoring as a freshman, something no Division I player, male or female, had ever achieved. She entered that game averaging 29.8 points per contest. She wasn't just hot, she was unstoppable. By season's end, the record books were rewritten. She finished with 799 points in 30 games, averaging 26.6 per night, the most ever by a freshman nationwide. She led Division I in total points, scoring average, field goals made, and three-pointers made, while ranking second in assists per game. She wasn't just taking deep shots, she was redefining what elite shooting looked like. She knocked down 116 three-pointers in just 30 games, nearly 4 per night. No freshman had ever reached that mark. She recorded 12 games with 30 or more points, something that hadn't been seen since 2000. Along the way, she shattered Iowa's freshman scoring record and finished with the third highest single-season point total in program history. Only Megan Gustafson had scored more, and she did it as an upperclassman, not in her first year. Clark didn't merely earn Big Ten Freshman of the Year honors, she overwhelmed the entire awards landscape. Over the course of the season, she collected 23 Big Ten recognitions, including being named Freshman of the Week 13 times. She was also selected Player of the Week 5 times, becoming the first freshman ever to do so. Her selection to the All-Big Ten First Team was unanimous, voted by both coaches and the media. On the national stage, she shared Freshman of the Year honors with UConn's Paige Buchers, making her the first Hawkeye in history to receive the National Freshman of the Year award. During Big Ten play, she averaged 27.7 points and 6.6 assists per game. She scored 30 or more points in 9 conference matchups and topped 20 points in 8 additional games. Her performances didn't just generate headlines, they pulled Iowa back into the national conversation. The Hawkeyes reached the Big Ten Tournament Championship game and advanced to the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. It marked the 8th Sweet 16 appearance in program history and the 3rd in a 4-year span. In 2021, during her sophomore season, Caitlin Clark accomplished something no player in Division I women's basketball history had ever done. She led the entire nation in both scoring and assists. She averaged 27 points, 8 assists, and 8 rebounds per game. Most elite players dominate one category. Clark controlled 2 simultaneously. That level of balance was unheard of. Traditional roles said scorers score and passers pass, but Clark ignored those boundaries. She did everything. What stunned people most wasn't just her scoring output, it was how she created for others while carrying that load. 8 assists per game while leading the nation in scoring completely reshaped how people viewed offensive responsibility. Defenses threw everything at her. Double teams, triple teams, it didn't matter. She threaded passes through impossible angles, located open teammates instantly, and delivered the ball right where it needed to be. At times, her passing was even more impressive than her shooting. She played with an awareness that seemed unreal, as if she could see the entire court at once. Defenders guessed, adjusted, and still guessed wrong. As her numbers rose, so did the physicality. Opponents realized standard defense wouldn't work, so they pushed the limits. She was bumped, grabbed, and held. Jerseys were tugged. Coaches built entire game plans around wearing her down possession by possession. Yet she kept responding. Every hit only seemed to fuel her. At that point, it wasn't just talent, it was resilience. Her mental toughness became unshakable. Something bigger began to happen at the same time. Iowa basketball turned into a national event. Viewership skyrocketed. Arenas sold out. Media attention followed everywhere she went. Fans across the country tuned in not just to support Iowa, but to witness what Clark would do next. And she kept delivering. By 2023, everything reached another level. Iowa hadn't reached the Final Four since 1993, a 30-year drought. That ended on March 26. Clark didn't simply guide the run, she dominated it. She scored 191 total points in the NCAA tournament, averaging over 30 per game. Her teammates, McKenna Warnock, Monica Chinano, and others, rose with her. Clark elevated everyone around her. Then came the Elite Eight matchup against Louisville. She produced one of the greatest performances the sport had ever seen, a 41-point triple-double with 12 assists and 10 rebounds. No player, men's or women's, had ever done that in NCAA tournament history. It was her 11th career triple-double, but this one stood apart. She buried deep threes, attacked through traffic, and passed with surgical precision. Even when triple-teamed, she controlled the game. The defining number said it all. She scored or assisted on 70 of Iowa's 97 points. Then came South Carolina, the defending national champions. Undefeated at 36-0. Nearly everyone expected Iowa's run to end there. But on March 31st, Caitlin Clark shocked the basketball world once again. She followed it up with another dominant performance, 41 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. In the fourth quarter alone, she either scored or assisted on every single Iowa point. That game completely shifted the season's narrative. South Carolina hadn't lost in 42 straight games until Clark stepped onto the floor. Her logo-range threes, sharp off-ball movement, and unwavering confidence left the nation's top defense scrambling to keep up. On April 2, 2023, Caitlin Clark stood one win away from everything she had chased since childhood, a national championship. The ultimate goal was finally within reach. But what should have been the defining moment of her college career ended in disappointment. Iowa fell to LSU, 102-85. On the surface, the score suggested a comfortable win, but the reality was far more complex. Clark had dragged her team to that stage through sheer will. Just days earlier, she delivered back-to-back 41-point performances to push Iowa into the title game. In the championship, she knocked down 8 three-pointers, breaking a record that had stood since 1990. She finished with 30 points, yet it still wasn't enough. When the final buzzer sounded, her expression told the story. She had emptied the tank, but the dream slipped away. Then came her senior season. If anyone believed that loss would slow her momentum, they misjudged her completely. February 15, 2024 became a defining night. Iowa faced Michigan, and Clark needed only 8 points to surpass Kelsey Plum's NCAA women's scoring record of 3,527. Just 2 minutes into the game, she pulled up from the logo and drilled a deep three. The arena erupted. With that shot, she became the highest scorer in women's college basketball history. She wasn't finished. She poured in 49 points, an Iowa single-game record, along with 13 assists and 5 rebounds. She reached 3,569 career points in just 126 games, far quicker than Plum's 139. By then, her legacy was undeniable. Still, there was more to chase. On March 3, 2024, against Ohio State in a sold-out arena, Clark went after a record that had stood for 54 years. Pete Maravich's Division I scoring mark of 3,667 points. She needed 17. Tickets averaged nearly $600, and the entire country was watching. Late in the first half, she stepped to the line and sank a free throw. That single point made her the all-time leading scorer in NCAA basketball history, men's or women's. She barely reacted, unaware of the moment until the roar from the crowd made it impossible to ignore. She finished with 35 points, officially erasing Maravich's record. Caitlin Clark now stood alone at the top. What followed off the court was just as remarkable. Fox Sports introduced something never seen before, a dedicated live feed tracking only her movements, known as the Caitlyn Cam. Streamed on TikTok, it followed her every offensive possession. This was no longer just basketball, it was a cultural phenomenon. Arenas sold out nationwide. Television ratings soared. Viewers who had never watched women's basketball were suddenly locked in. The deep threes, the no-look passes, the intensity in her stare, she commanded attention. She wasn't simply playing the game. She was reshaping it. And just when it seemed there were no milestones left, she delivered something unprecedented. In the Big Ten tournament final against Ohio State, Clark produced one of the most dominant performances ever seen. She recorded 30 points, 17 assists, and 10 rebounds, a triple-double in a conference championship game. The first in Big Ten tournament history. It wasn't just historic, it was unmatched. No player, male or female, had posted 30 points and 15 assists in a single game over the past 2 decades. She did it efficiently, hitting 5 three-pointers and shooting over 52% from the field. It was a masterclass and marked her 10th career triple-double, surpassed by only one woman in history. With the spotlight fixed firmly on her, Clark entered the NCAA tournament one final time. Everyone understood the stakes. Iowa had never won a national championship. She had come painfully close the year before. This was her last opportunity. The pressure followed her into every possession. Then came the rematch everyone anticipated. Iowa faced UConn in the Final Four. For the first 30 minutes, UConn's defense limited her impact. But in the fourth quarter, with the game hanging in the balance, Clark took control. She scored 7 points in just 2.5 minutes. Iowa escaped with a 71-69 victory. Clark finished with 21 points, while teammate Hannah Stolka added 23. The dream was alive once more. It went down as one of the greatest college basketball games ever played. That victory sent Iowa back to the national championship stage and cemented Caitlin Clark's legacy. On April 15, 2024, she was selected first overall by the Indiana Fever. The pick itself shocked no one, everyone expected it. What followed, however, was impossible to predict. By then, Clark was already the all-time leading scorer in NCAA Division I history and had shattered records for points and assists in a single season. But stepping into the WNBA only intensified the pressure. The hype around her reached unprecedented levels. During her rookie year, she received more than 700,000 All-Star votes, the most ever. Her jersey became the league's top seller, with sales skyrocketing over 1,000%. Wherever the Fever traveled, crowds followed. Attendance jumped by nearly 88% in games she played. It became known as the Caitlin Clark effect. The league had never experienced anything like it, but that spotlight came with a price. Her professional debut on May 14, 2024 was far from smooth. She scored 20 points but also committed 10 turnovers, the most ever in a WNBA debut. It wasn't stage fright. It was a message. Veteran players went after her, determined to test her immediately. In a matchup against Chicago, she took a hard off-ball hit from Kennedy Carter that was later ruled a flagrant foul. That moment set the tone. She finished the season leading the league in turnovers, averaging 5.4 per game. By year's end, she had 225 turnovers, the most in WNBA history. Injuries followed. She missed 10 games, something that stunned fans. At Iowa, she had never missed a single game due to injury. In just one professional season, her body was already being pushed to the limit. The WNBA wasn't just faster, it was more physical, more demanding, and far less forgiving. Still, Clark refused to back down. Instead, she kept rewriting the record books. On August 18, 2024, she broke the rookie assist record, finishing the season with 337 assists. That number wasn't just a rookie mark, it was the highest assist total ever recorded in a single WNBA season. She surpassed Ticha Penikairo's long-standing record with authority. Then came the scoring. Clark ended the year with 769 points, the most by any rookie in league history. She also drained 122 three-pointers, breaking the previous rookie record set by Ryan Howard. One game stood out above the rest. Against the Dallas Wings, she recorded 19 assists, accounting for 66 total points through scoring and passing. That performance shattered the single-game points created record previously held by Diana Taurasi since 2006. And then there were the triple-doubles. On July 6, 2024, Clark became the first rookie in WNBA history to record one, finishing with 19 points, 12 rebounds, and 13 assists. 2 months later, she did it again, 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. No rookie had ever accomplished that twice. By her second season, she already had 3 career triple-doubles in just 41 games, placing her alongside legends like Candace Parker and Sabrina Ionescu. When the season ended, there was no argument left. Clark won Rookie of the Year with 66 of 67 first-place votes. The lone remaining vote went to Angel Reese. She was also named to the All-WNBA First Team, an honor only 5 rookies had achieved since 2000. She led all rookies in points, assists, steals, and minutes played. The numbers were undeniable. She wasn't just the top rookie, she was one of the league's elite players, period. The accolades kept coming. The Associated Press named her Rookie of the Year. Time magazine recognized her as Athlete of the Year in December 2024. Her first playoff game drew 1.8 million viewers, the highest postseason audience since 2000. She wasn't just participating in the game, she was transforming it. Away from the court, another chapter was unfolding. In April 2023, Caitlin began dating Connor McCaffrey, the son of Iowa men's basketball coach Fran McCaffrey. Connor had played for Iowa before transitioning into coaching. Their relationship stayed private at first. For 4 months, no one knew. Then, in August 2023, Caitlin posted a photo of them on a boat with a simple caption, "Best end to summer." The internet exploded. Overnight, she became not only a basketball icon but part of a new power couple. They kept their relationship grounded and low-key. In January 2025, Connor shared a heartfelt birthday message for Caitlin's 23rd birthday, calling her inspiring and expressing how grateful he was to have her in his life. Fans loved it. Caitlin replied with a simple, "Love you," and reshared the post, confirming how real it was. In July 2025, she returned the gesture with her own birthday message to Connor. Happy birthday, Con. You make every day better." The very next day, she led Indiana to a statement win. That balance, between excellence and humility, defined her. As their careers advanced, they stayed connected. Connor became an assistant coach at Butler. Caitlin continued to shatter records with the Fever. Through everything, her family remained her foundation. Her father, Brent Clark, a former college baseball and basketball player, coached her early and immediately saw she was different. Her mother, and Nitzy Clark, with a background in marketing, helped guide her through the business side of fame. And her brothers, Blake and Colin, shaped her competitive edge, pushing her from childhood to become tougher, sharper, and relentless. Brent Clark was a constant presence throughout Caitlin's journey. He attended nearly every one of her games, and she often scanned the crowd just to find him. When she won the Naismith Trophy and was named AP Player of the Year in March 2023, her mother described the moment as unreal. The entire family felt overwhelmed, emotional, and deeply proud. A few months later, in October 2023, Caitlin launched the Caitlin Clark Foundation. In a short amount of time, it raised more than $100,000 for the Coralville Community Food Pantry while also supporting youth initiatives in sports, education, and nutrition. She hadn't even stepped onto a WNBA court yet, but she was already focused on giving back. Then, on March 7, 2025, something unexpected happened. During a Big Ten tournament game between Iowa and Ohio State, a single photograph took over the internet. Sports photographer Bree Lewerke captured Caitlin Clark cheering from the sidelines. She wasn't playing. She wasn't mic'd up. She was simply supporting her former team. But the image spread instantly. People weren't talking about her smile or her presence. They were staring at her arms. Something was different. She looked noticeably stronger. The caption read, "Well, someone's been in the weight room." Within hours, the photo surpassed 3.2 million views. Opinions poured in from everywhere. Fans joked that she had added 15 pounds of pure muscle. One comment laughed that she looked strong enough to bench her own coach. Even high-profile sports personalities joined the conversation. Dave Portnoy reacted in disbelief. Sports blogs turned the image into a national discussion. All of it stemmed from one casual moment. What made it even more remarkable was Caitlin's silence. She didn't post the photo. She didn't chase the attention. A single flex during a cheer sent her name trending for weeks. The reaction grew so loud that ESPN referenced it during major broadcasts. That's how powerful the moment became. Nearly a month later, Caitlin finally addressed it. She appeared on ESPN's Bird and Taurasi show alongside WNBA legends Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi. Everyone watching wanted the same answer. Was the transformation real? Was it angles or filters? Had she suddenly turned into a bodybuilder? She laughed and brushed it off at first, joking, "It was the camera angle. AI is getting out of control. Come on." The audience laughed with her. Then her tone shifted. She admitted the truth. She had been training seriously. "I'm trying to get stronger," she said. "It's something I actually enjoy, so it's easy for me to spend time in the weight room and really focus on that part of my game." In that moment, curiosity turned into respect. It wasn't fake. It wasn't exaggerated. It was earned. And this wasn't about appearance. It was about survival. Caitlin's rookie season in the WNBA had been punishing. The physicality caught her off guard. Opponents didn't treat her like a newcomer. They treated her like a threat. She was fouled 111 times, more than any other rookie and the 11th most in the entire league. She drew an average of 4.2 fouls per game, many of them deliberate and forceful. One incident made the message clear. Kennedy Carter delivered a hard off-ball shoulder hit that sent Clark to the floor. Officials initially ruled it incidental, but later upgraded it to a flagrant foul. It wasn't just a tough play, it was a warning. Caitlin later addressed it honestly. "Everybody is physical with me," she said. "They get away with things that probably other people don't." It wasn't a complaint. It was reality. Being the face of women's basketball meant carrying a target. If she didn't adjust, it would cost her and her team. So she changed everything. She partnered with Sarah Kessler, the Indiana Fever's head athletic performance coach, to build her body for the league. The program was demanding. 4 to 5 days a week in the weight room. This wasn't casual lifting. It was a customized plan. Single leg exercises to improve explosion. Isometric work to keep her grounded, since she used to play too upright and absorb contact poorly. Single arm training to strengthen her left side, which had limited certain passes. Every weakness was addressed. No shortcuts. Just discipline. One aspect sparked debate online: creatine. Some fans questioned it, others criticized it. But it's a natural supplement that supports muscle recovery and strength. Clark didn't hesitate. She wasn't training for attention. She was training to withstand the league. Later, head coach Stephanie White explained it on a podcast. She recognized immediately that she needed to get stronger, and she committed fully to it. What people saw in that viral photo was only the surface. Beneath it was pain, structure, and relentless effort. Caitlin Clark didn't transform for praise. She transformed because she had to. Because she was done being pushed around. Because she was tired of contact going uncalled. Because she refused to let pressure define her. She chose adaptation over excuses, and that choice changed everything.